Hi,
Hi, Jazz.
hi, I'm back.
Yay. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't gonna come back on, but I don't know. I woke up and dialed in. So,
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, you just never know.
yeah, I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, it's nice.
But
You're free to come and go whenever.
thank you so much. That feels like, oh, you know, feels so
Yeah.
free.
Yeah, you're free to be anyway.
But when you were talking in the beginning, you said something, and I was like, oh, that's what I want to ask her. Um, So I feel like I'm in a really weird place, and I'm even like concerned to say it out loud or something. I don't know. Like I feel weird talking about it, but I'm just gonna say what I feel, like I have to. Because like a part of me feels like it's I don't know. I'm just gonna say it. Um, so I have like these moments where I want to turn inwards. I want to be here, you know, and then there's this love, you know,
Mhm.
and then the mind is also like really crazy. Um, and I just don't believe it anymore. Like I just like it feels like a separate entity or something. And then there's just breath, like oh shit, like I've never heard my breath before. Like this is so loud. Like
Mm.
this is all like the whole world is breath. Like it's just
Mm.
so crazy. And then I just feel like this is the hard part saying this. Like I just feel like you're either in the illusion or you're in truth. Like there's nothing, the illusion can't find it, like it can't, like I could sit there all day long and say, oh, that's bullshit, that thought is bullshit. It's just a thought saying it's bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's like this little bubble, right? Or I don't even know, like it's just feels like it's, I don't know what to call it. This is like uncomfortable to call it names or something, but you're in this dream, you're in this illusion, or you're in the truth, or but you're not in the truth. You're the like the truth
Just it.
reveals itself. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I'm like in this place where I feel like, okay, there's nothing to do. um the truth is gonna reveal itself, or it's not. um and I don't, there's nothing to do because you can't find it from there, and there's no one to find it.
Yeah.
you know the glimpses that I have and the things that happen give me such solid, like I know I sound like contradicting, that it gives me such solid knowing, which there's no knower, but you see something, or the truth gets revealed, right? And you can never see that, unsee that. Like I can never unsee that. I know that, like when the breath comes up like that, that's not how I'm living right now. I'm living in some illusion. I'm living in, it's two different worlds, but there's just nobody in the other one. Um,
There's nobody in either, but yeah, it might feel
oh,
like
okay, maybe I haven't got there.
no, Jazz, I never want you to think that you're not somewhere, but I get what you're saying. Like it's either clear or or then it's not, but it's not a problem when it's not, because it it just needs to come up. Whatever comes up, it needs to come up.
Yeah. So I don't. I'm just like this person sitting here, like, okay, like what, like what, I like I know that like I cried a lot. I let a lot of things go. I know that there's some traumas here that are not like, I would say there's still some sort of reaction, but okay, it is what it is. Like maybe this body's just going to be scared of certain things or whatever. It's going to, whatever. I'm whatever. If there's something to be released, okay. The mind is bullshit. Okay, that's fully seen. Um, the truth has been seen by nobody, but the truth has revealed itself. So I'm just like, do 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 do. You know?
Yeah.
Um, and it was really hard for me to say that. I don't
Why?
know why. I don't
Mm.
know. Um, I don't know. I don't know. And then, all these things keep coming up for me, like everything that happened, all the all the things that happened with people in my life, like didn't have to happen that way. And I don't know what that means. Like this is hard for me to say. Like things don't have to be the way. I think it was a story that I made up. Like, oh, I can't have a relationship in this process, or I can't have um money in this like that's just a story. Like you can be like a millionaire and the truth can reveal itself. Like you can be homeless, like the truth, because I am in the worst position ever when truth reveals itself. Like I am like, oh shit, the mind's attacking me. Like like it's losing, it's going crazy, and then the truth is like there, and I'm like, what? Like what the hell? Like it's there's no path to like there's I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
tough to
That's nice. There's no path.
yeah, there's no like, and it kind of feels like everything I did it really have to happen? But I know it happened. But
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, that's pretty obvious to me too, that it didn't really need to happen. I mean, it's fine that it did, and uh, you know, yeah, but I mean, nothing ever happened anyway. So it is kind of hard to wrap your head around, or impossible to. Um, because was it all pointless? Yeah, but everything is, because it never happened. Like nothing is happening. Your story never happened. The searching never happened.
yeah, maybe like I'm seeing through some of that. It's just it doesn't make sense to me anymore that it happened. Like even though that shit really happened, like we could go back to the recording and listen to like the dramatics of my pain. I even have like video recordings and like, but it doesn't hold any ground now. Like it's like, huh? Like, or maybe it's like become meaningless, or I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm in this like really weird, don't know. Um, like even me saying, "Oh, that's bullshit. The mind's bullshit." It's like, what is that? Like
Mhm.
that's it. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like the whole illusion is it's the illusion talking to itself. I don't know what to
Yeah.
do now.
Yeah, you don't even need to say that the mind is bullshit, because it's like I don't even know what the mind is. I don't know what thoughts are. I'm not in control of it. They will come when they come. Some tightness comes when it comes. Maybe some internal stuff happens because of that, because there's some friction. Did I do that? No. Um,
Yeah, so there's like no point of like so like it's so weird. It's like so hard. It's like taking my guts out talking about this. It's really weird. Um
what do you mean
who's
taking your guts out?
like
It's
it feels like so hard to admit this. Like I don't know why. Like maybe I'm
admit it. that your story doesn't feel real.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I'm seeing through something, so it's like difficult to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing to do with this illusion. There's nothing, there's just, this whole time I've been like, oh my God, I need to heal this, or I need to feel through this, and I need to see through this, and I need to yell at somebody, and I need to, go. And this just feels like, what does that mean? And what what do I do now? And that feels wrong to say. What do I do
Mm,
now? So I'm kind of tripping.
that's beautiful. It's actually it's such a relief when you see that there is no improvement or growth or uh yeah, it can't be registered or labeled in that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But I do kind of want to confirm that it does sound familiar to me, where I kind of saw that there was just nothing to do and um yeah, nothing really mattered anymore. So life just was lived, whatever that means. Um Meaning like I just went about yeah.
yeah. I mean, all the times I said, "Oh, I can't work. Oh, I don't. I can't. I need time off for this thing." And it's like, does it? Who was taking off work? Like it was just. It's just so weird. I can't make sense of what happened, and I have like recordings of what happened, and it just doesn't resonate anymore here now. Um, but
Yeah. You know
I
what
don't.
what can be disorienting is that you say something so fully, like in the moment, because that's all that can happen, really. You can't really hide that much, anyways, and nor do you really want to. So it's just fully said as it is. But then, like a day or a week or a month from then, it's like, what was that? Like, that was a whole different person, or that was an explosion of energy that has nothing to do with this. Like, what was that? There's no relation anymore. So then it's
Yes,
really
yes.
like, yeah, was that even necessary? Like that was a whole like energetic bubble of its own where it really felt like I just needed to not work. I just needed to not see anyone. But then it's like, wait, what's the problem? Or
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
this
It's
is just
so,
completely different.
yeah, there's no relating, ev- but there's like understanding that what was happening, but there's no relating the way I used to feel like, oh, I feel you, like, or I feel like, it's just weird. Um, and it just feels like there's two different worlds, like there's the truth and then there's the illusion. And oh my God, like what a difference, dude. Like, whoa. I mean, maybe because it's like the first time, right? Like, what the, like, I heard my breath and I was like, wow, like
Mm,
that's, I've never heard my breath before. No one's
yeah.
ever heard their breath before.
Yeah.
It's like the whole world was your breath. And I was like, oh
Mm,
shit.
it's
Like,
gorgeous.
yeah. And then the mind's like, well, right after. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, completely going insane. And there's nothing, like, I just feel like the truth is going to reveal itself or it's not.
Yeah. Do you think that having a lot of thoughts is not this?
So I know that it's all it.
Hmm.
right? Like I had this again, like these glimpses that show me it's everything, like the thoughts, everything is coming from this. Like it's all one, you know? Um, but yeah, I think I'm maybe like because I'm still in the illusion, I'm just like trying to run away from it or not run away from it, but I
There
mean
might be
some
there might be like energetic habits of relating to the thoughts in a certain way.
yeah, yeah. So that makes me feel that it needs to go.
Hmm.
Um,
Because let me tell you
because
something, there can be a lot of thoughts here, but that energetic sense that's relating to it as if it's actually a problem, I think that's what has softened. So then there is no difference. There's no ability to distinguish this or that.
it's not your thoughts anymore. It's just thoughts.
Um,
Like it's not personal,
yeah, there,
or is it
um,
still?
yeah, I guess it's all of that. So because there's no time, like um
Mm.
there isn't like, oh yeah, there was nothing and then now there's like a lot of thoughts. There's a lot of different ways that this sense can compartmentalize everything, which you just
Mhm.
mentioned some of them. um but the only thing that happens is that the ability to really compartmentalize it, that softens, and then the functioning of the body is just able to be as it is.
Well, it sounds like it's just one for you. It's all one. It's all, there's no second, put it here, over there. It's all one. Like there's two here. There's like illusion, truth. There's this like separation, I guess.
Yeah.
And I can't, I don't know, maybe I have to accept the mind or accept the, I don't know I don't know anything.
No,
I'm
you
just
don't
like,
have to do anything. But I just say that so that you know that it's not about the thoughts.
yeah, like it won't go away. Like for me as the illusionary person, I'm like, oh, they'll just go because so they kind of go when I see these like glimpses, you know? So I think it's they're the problem. Um, well, that's what it feels like. It feels like it's quiet
Mm,
when I see the truth.
yeah. And it's more preferred in the body probably. Like, oh, this is nicer than yeah, when there's a tornado of thoughts for the body. Mm,
Like maybe it all needs to just merge together.
well, it's yeah, there's nothing wrong. It'll be fine. There's nothing you need to worry about. It's very clear to me now that it's never about controlling or manipulating anything. It's like internal cellular death that is already taking place there, and it will continue to happen.
Yeah.
And that's what softens the effects of time and ability to really compartmentalize and solidify everything, differentiate everything.
It's just so subtle that it's like you don't even realize what's falling away, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's so like I feel like things are falling away right now as I talk to you, and it's just like what I don't even understand it. There's this,
Yeah, nice.
there's a lot of like let's say a little epiphanies during the day or something, and I don't even know what it was. Like I
Mm-hmm.
just know I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
and then nothing, and then I'm
It
like,
goes. Yeah.
yeah, I can't like tell someone what happened.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. And you can't retain it. Like, oh, I need to tell someone this, and then it's gone.
yeah, yeah, and I'm like, wait, what? I don't know, I want to record it or something,
I want
you
to
know?
savor it. Yeah.
I just, there's this body reaction like, oh, really? And then boom, you know? And it's, oh, so
But that's part
yeah.
of the fun. So there's nothing wrong with telling someone or like recording it or writing it down.
I mean, there's really like nothing wrong with a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And they just, it keeps coming up in my head. It didn't have to go the way that it did.
Yeah.
Um, I don't really know what that means. So I called my ex boyfriend
Mm-hmm.
and I was telling him like we didn't really have to break up. Like
Nice.
like it doesn't make sense to me, you know, what that we I felt like I had to lose him, but it doesn't make sense anymore that I had to lose somebody.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Because it's all like internal. I know there's no inside outside, but it has nothing to do with, or very little to do with. I can't even say that. Never mind. Yeah, go on.
It just I don't know why I keep thinking about how it didn't have to be that way. Like everything didn't have to be that. I lost everything in my life, but now I'm
Mhm.
like it didn't have to be that way, and I don't know what that means or why I'm saying that, or maybe that was just all a story for me, or it's such a weird place to be that I don't make sense of things. And then I can't. It's like I can't make sense of things, and I can't clarify that. So then it's like I'm just like in no man's land, you know. Like I'm just like
So I can say in a way it did have to happen for whatever was holding on to that. Um,
yeah, no, I get it. It did have to happen. I needed
mm,
to cry it out. I needed to feel all that stuff. But now talking about it, it doesn't hold truth the way that it
I
did.
understand. Yeah, yeah. I get what you're saying.
So then it makes me feel like, oh, well, there's other options, you know, like
Mm.
it's like more open to um be other ways, you know, like there's this fluidity to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Before it was like, no, I have to, you know, blah 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 blah.
Hmm.
And there's this loss of that in anything.
Yeah. Loss of certainty, as if like this needs to happen in order for, yeah. But that was the reality at the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I can say yes.
Yeah.
But see, I don't know, maybe all these words you non-dual speakers say like certainty or this and that, and it can it just you can't even know that inside you, like the word certainty is really it doesn't I think I'm just touching upon this stuff, so I'm just like lost. You know, like I haven't I'm just touching it, so it feels very lucid and like I'm not used to it yet.
Hmm.
this this unknowable, you know, unknowable stuff.
Yeah. It's actually a lot for the body to get used to not knowing.
I mean, I guess that could be me not knowing, saying it didn't have to be that way. Um, it feels like
Mhm.
it doesn't have to be a certain way. Like,
Okay, so I can say something like when this was happening at the this doesn't really make sense, but at more of the beginning part where I just felt really traumatized. And then my mom happened to act in a way where it was just like she just like showed her true colors, like, and then I couldn't help but just this truth was just spoken, and then even I was like how the fuck did that situation just happen? Um, and I could feel everything crumbling. That relationship was crumbling. Like she was having a crisis as well as
Oh wow.
this, and I was just like, what just happened? And time passed and whatever, and I um and then there was a questioning, like, did that even need to happen? And yeah, why did it have to get to that point? um because I actually feel okay now with her, and she's not in the wrong and I'm not in the wrong, and I'm actually okay. Like this is good. um but yeah, I think I had to be reminded, like, that definitely needed to happen because not it crumbled a huge part of Suzanne, a massive
The
part.
story, the story.
Yeah,
Like you needed to like fully crumble it.
I didn't
Like
need to, but like
it
that
happened.
was a pivotal or a huge part of Suzanne.
I totally get you. Like everything that I barfed up on my boyfriend
Mm,
needed to be like thrown up on him. Like it needed, it was everything. Like it was just the story of me, my family history, everything. I don't know why I picked him. Poor guy. Feels I apologize like every day.
mm,
It needed to completely come out,
mhm,
and it did, and it let go of so much things, but like it doesn't hold the same. I don't know how to explain it. It's just not solid anymore. It's just
yeah. So
it's not as solid. Huh? What did you say?
how did he reply to what you said?
Well, we broke up because he was done with that, he
Hmm.
said.
Yeah.
Um, and I said, I'm too.
Hmm.
And so now we spend time with no labels,
Oh, nice.
um, no commitments, no, completely free to come and go, full trust.
That's
Um, we don't have to talk. We don't have to um, do anything that we don't want to do.
mm,
Um, she's like super more honest now,
hmm,
about what like if I reach out, he'll be like, I don't feel like talking.
nice.
Bye. I'm like, geez, well, you weren't like that before.
Oh.
And I'm kind of like, whatever. Like I'll cancel now. I would never cancel before because I'd feel bad or whatever. Now I'm like, I just not in a mood. Um, so it's just like this. It feels like, you, you know, just hang out when we hang out, and it could be a month, it could be 2 months, it could be tomorrow. Um, we have a great time, super nice to each other. But all that like garbage that was there, like the neediness and the trust issues or jealousy or whatever, what was there is just gone.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, yesterday we were hanging out and I said, oh my God, look at my eyes. He used to tell me, I see all this pain in your eyes. I said, look at my eyes, look at my eyes. Is it still there? He's like, no, it's gone. I
Aw.
said, yeah, I threw it up on you. He's like, I know, gosh.
Aw.
And he's like, wait, I see a little. I'm like, don't lie. You know,
There's a little left.
There's a little, I'm like, oh God. He's like, okay, I gotta get out of here. I'm kidding. It was so funny. But
Aw.
yeah, so I mean, I don't know what we are. There's no like label. It's just pure like whatever.
That sounds
I don't know.
beautiful.
Yeah, but that doesn't have to be that way either. I could be fully married. I could be fully married. I got on this path, by the way, because I wanted love so much. I wanted a
Mm.
partner so bad. I can't tell you how much
Mm.
I wanted to be married. Oh my God, I just wanted to wear a white dress once.
Aw.
Just, I, and I never got it. I just kept getting like screwed over and had like narcissistic relationship and losing love and stuff. Um, but now I it doesn't have to be that I have to have this kind of situation. Like somehow there's like a big belief there that to for me to reach non-dual or whatever, for me to I must have let go of this
Oh,
lover, you
oh, okay.
know.
Yeah, I probably put something in your head because yeah, that's not true.
No, you didn't. It's me. It's oh, hold on, my phone just dropped. Sorry, my it's not you. It's me. I always felt like I had to lose, like
Just
I
everything.
had to everything. I had to lose my money. I had to lose my partner. I had to lose love. I had to give up. I mean, sacrifice, not making. I mean, every my career, and now who the hell says that any of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can have a baby tomorrow. I mean, it's just, I thought like, oh, I can't have a baby. I can't, ever have these experiences because I cried and mourned about losing them.
Mm. You know, it's kind of actually gorgeous what you said because I think I can remember feeling exactly the way you do, where I let go of I think a huge layer or chunk of the identity, which doesn't make any sense, but you kind of get what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
um I almost felt kind of healthy. I was like, oh, my dreams can actually come true because I feel healthy. I feel like I could actually have a healthy partner for once in my life. And I actually think I could be a great mom. And even though I didn't dream about that, even as a person, but there was actually an openness like, oh my God. Um,
And then what happened?
um,
Then you realize that's still the person.
yeah, but I didn't need this to go any further. I didn't care anymore. It really honestly didn't matter. But then it continued and I'm happy for it, but um yeah, because now I do see that yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I've just gotten to a point where it's just really not needed anymore. Um
Like I'm okay with it never happening. Um, I'm I mean, I spent my whole journey grieving that, I wanted it so bad. I mean, that's what got me, you know, yeah. I mean, I'm okay with never having it. It's just it feels more open now. That hey, if it happens, I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
need. Yeah, like anything can happen.
Hmm.
You know, when there was a really strict story here, right? There was like this, you don't deserve it, you're not good at love. There was like all this, um, you're never going to get it. You have a dysfunctional family. No one's going to accept your family. Oh, I mean,
There
all
are a
this.
lot of beliefs. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like,
Yeah.
hey, dude. Then now it's like whatever. I mean, if it's supposed to. If it happens, it happens. Doesn't happen, doesn't happen. It's just, it was very like it had to be a certain way before.
Mm,
Well, I guess like all my insecurities made me believe that. Um,
yeah. Yeah. Now a lot of possibilities have just opened up because you're not restricted in the same way.
yeah, I'm not gonna, yeah, like you said, you feel healthier, like
Mhm.
to be a partner because I
Yeah,
don't have,
you're not as needy, you're not as desperate, graspy.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I had a lot of desire, I had a lot of desperation. I mean, it goes for everything. It goes for like making money. I always thought, oh my God, these non-duals, I have to be like homeless. And I have, like I can't, it's just like this, what? Like why?
Mm,
Why? Who said that? Like um I don't know. I don't know really what's happening here.
hmm.
It feels less definable
Yeah.
than before, but and that's what I'm so scared to talk about it because I feel like I'm
Oh,
still a
don't be.
person saying this stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Um, yeah, I'm grateful that you shared what you did.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I guess I guess I don't know. Maybe they're all stories. Everything
I
just
it does sound like you are processing like mm, yeah, a reality that you thought was more real and concrete because it didn't change that much. But now it has changed actually significantly, um, to the point where, yeah, it might also be like, why not enjoy it? Enjoy this because yeah, you basically been through hell to get here.
yeah, yeah, there's like a lightness, without the definite knowing of what things should look like.
Yeah,
It's more open.
that's beautiful. I'm happy to hear that.
I'm happy to say it.
Yeah.
But the whole truth thing, I just feel like it will just reveal when it reveals, and
And it doesn't have to. It's not,
yeah,
yeah, it's not important.
yeah, it's just yeah, it was like trying to get somewhere, but it's just I don't know. It kind of feels like a giving up or something. I don't know. It feels like all right, well,
Yeah. I
well,
mean, I think also like where the I think when there's a lot of suffering, the the longing for this is intense. It comes from a different, it's just different. But I think now where you are, it's just like, oh, this is fine the way it is. And the sort of subtle curiosity or the subtle want to really rest, that can do its own thing. It's no longer coming from it's no longer mixed as much with that personal kind of like, oh, I really want this. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, so it's like chill. It's like whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It just whatever.
Yeah, person, no person, like who the fuck cares now?
Yeah. It just feels like it's just yeah, when you're in the suffering, you're like, oh my God, like I need this, but there's no this. You're not gonna find it there.
Yeah, you're not gonna
Um,
find anything. But there's definitely
yeah,
this push, this like, I need it.
yeah. And it's just not there anymore. And
Yeah.
I don't know, it kind of feels like a surrender. I don't know what it is. It's so confusing to talk about, but just whatever. It's like the truth is gonna pop out or not, and
Yeah, you could call it whatever you want, but I definitely felt like there were multiple surrenders. Um,
yeah,
if you can say that, I don't know.
yeah, yeah, a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, thank you for hearing me. Um, I guess I'm just gonna chill.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing, Jazz. I loved hearing it.
Thank you so much. It was hard to say, but
Oh, I'm so glad you said it. It resonates a lot.
like I'm done with the conversation, and there's like nowhere to land. There's nowhere for me to say like, all right, well, I'm just gonna go blah blah. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go.
exactly. Okay, now I know what to do.
Yeah, so I'm just like, like,
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. It's just blank.
Yeah. I hope I don't have weird conversations with people, but like there's nothing somewhere else to go, there's like not, yeah, like I would be like, okay, well, I'm gonna go keep feeling this, or it's just that's it, you
Hmm.
know. Oh, this is all so weird. Um, it feels weird to not say I'm gonna like that. That's it. Okay.
That's awesome. That's really beautiful. Yeah, it must be very strange for the system to be like, yeah, it's like it's fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It wants to say, okay, well, I'm gonna go work on that, or I want to go. There's nowhere to go. It's just what I said, and that's it.
Mhm.
Whew, this is this is yeah, just weird.
Yeah.
Anyways, love you so much. Thank
All
you so
right.
much
Yeah,
for
love you
letting me
too,
speak.
Jazz. Thanks for all your sharings and yeah, I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you more.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'll let someone else
All
talk.
right.
Bye.
Bye. I know we're over, but Clee, you can go. You can take your time.
Hi.
Hi. Good
Oh,
to
I'm
see
so
you.
happy to be able to talk to everyone. Oh,
Mm,
I feel so grateful. Thank you.
yeah.
Uh, I didn't think I would share this, or like in my head, I'm like, I shouldn't share this. But I definitely started the first hour of this call whilst doing an enema.
Nice.
And I don't know if it was that or if it's the energy of the group and being here, but like, wow, I feel so open and spacious and just like there are so many moments of things that people were saying that I just felt this huge wave of like love and gratitude and openness and when you share like after someone's shared all their pain and all the ickiness and you're like that's beautiful, that's gorgeous. Previously I've been like that feels great to receive but I still don't get it, like I get it but I don't get it. And today I kind of I got that. I was like, oh,
Oh,
wow, it feels it's so sweet to hear that such truth. It's like the truth is just always nurturing and good somehow. I don't know. It's just, I really get that.
that's so beautiful.
I'm really happy isn't the right word, grateful to hear other people feel messy and the anger, wow, the anger, the irritation. Like, I noticed myself, I was talking to a friend today and she kept like, how do you feel? I was like, irritated. Like, there was no reason. I was having a really lovely time talking to my friend. Like, there was a part of me that was just enjoying the conversation. And then when I checked in, I was like, yeah, I'm pissed. And I don't know why. I mean, the world's on fire and everything's crazy and everything's dropping away. And I've seen my dad twice this week, and that sends me into loops still because there's still a ton of stories. And I can't put my finger on which one it is, and I don't really care.
Nice.
And I do care. There is a caring, but I don't care that there is a caring.
Yeah, nice.
And there's so many moments where I'm like, yay, I'm doing it. The things, whatever is working, it's working. Woo! And then something pulls really hard. And then I feel really, really angry.
Nice.
And there's this another layer of, nope, you can feel that angry, but you can't feel that angry.
Yeah.
This much anger is not okay. For
Yeah.
that, for this, it's okay. That makes sense. For this, nope.
Yeah.
And I think of you sometimes because I get to those moments. I'm like, does it ever end? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Does it get? Sometimes it feels like there are big chunks falling away, and I'm like, wow, God, so much more spacious. This is lovely. And then I'm there for, either hours, some days, or a week, or hours sometimes. And then it's like crash and bang. Okay, new foundations. Let's go and find some more. I'm like, wow. I know there's nowhere to get. I know there's nowhere to get. And I want to get to a place where there isn't so much dropping away so much of the time. Every time I feel like I've got somewhere to stand, it gets pulled away again.
Yeah, that's like the perfect way of describing this. Yeah, it's pretty infuriating, or like, God damn it. Why can't I just rest here for a little bit longer?
Yeah. And yet at the same time, I notice I have, like, I was talking with a friend and she's got long COVID and she's really sick, and every time she feels like she's found okay, this is the right path on my healing journey, and then she gets the flu and it's like thrown out of thingy, and she's recognized herself, and she's been on this path for a while. She's the one person in my life that it's so easy to be with, and she gets it. And so I put her on a pedestal, which is so funny to watch. And then a couple of times recently, we've been on a call, and I've just had this yesterday. I was like, tell her to have a bath. And I didn't, because I thought, that's not for her, that's for me. I'm like, who am I to tell someone to have an Epsom salt bath? That's ridiculous. Keep it in. And then today she said, I'm so thirsty. Like, she has this incredible water system that's like super, super incredibly hydrating, but she's sick and she's been feeling thirsty. And I remembered, have an Epsom salt bath, because you absorb water as well. Like, you can absorb water, you don't just have to drink it. She's like, that's a really good idea. And just these small moments of like, I see things in other people that might help, and I don't really care. It's not that I don't care, but I don't mind. And it seems to be happening more the less I care.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real strange paradox.
Yeah.
About the less I care about others, the more I care about others.
Yeah. Or the more clear it is where it's coming from. So then it's like,
Yeah. The more I'm concerned about changing or fixing someone, the less I'm concerned about changing or fixing someone, the more love I can have for them.
yeah, nice.
Which is nice. It feels really nice.
Mhm.
It feels nicer for me to be less stressed
Exactly.
about everyone else in my life. They need to be good so I can be good. Well, they're not good. I'm okay. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, there can be this deeper acceptance that is tapped into of like, of course everyone is suffering. Like, of course it's not going to be okay all the time. They're just going in a loop. It's going to be good, it's going to be bad, it's going to be good. And of course it's going to be that way.
If it is that way, then of course it's going to be that way, because it is. So, of course it is.
So when we're also in the same loop, yeah, we're desperately trying to keep them good, keep us good. And then it's like inevitably it never works out. But
And there are people in my life where I notice I don't try and fix them. Like that, where this friend in particular, even though she is the sickest person that I know and has been for 4 years, it's so hard to see an end. I don't worry about her.
nice.
Because she doesn't worry about it. I can see that she doesn't worry. She's in pain, she gets frustrated, but she doesn't make it mean anything. So it's all because she doesn't make it mean anything. I feel that too.
Mm.
But there are other people that I get really stressed when I think about them.
Mm-hmm.
And being with them is just so hard.
Is your dad one of them?
Oh, he's the top of the list, yeah.
Yeah.
He is. I got so irritated. It was his 60th birthday, and I spent the day with him at a beautiful botanical gardens. And I just had to just keep like be near him, but not too near him. I'm here with you on this day because I know it means something to you, but I don't really want to talk to you because everything you say irritates me, and I'm about to be mean in every single moment, and that's not fair. And I don't know what to do. It was this real like push, pull, push, pull. And he's 60, but to me, he looks like a 2-year-old in suffering and pain.
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
And at the end, oh God, I gave him a big hug. I thought, come on, just having a hug. There's got to be something in just a hug. And for like 2 seconds, it was nice. And then he squeezed a bit more, and I could feel him like being uncomfortable. And he tried to kiss me on the cheek, but got my ear instead and did like one of those really loud mwah in my ear. And it was so painful. My head started ringing immediately, like really painful.
Ooh.
And I was like, that really hurts. Because he's such a people pleaser. He doesn't want to see that he just hurt me. So he played it, he made it a joke and said, oh, let me do it on the other side to even it out. I was like, that is exactly what I hate. It's like this possibly the only beautiful moment, and it was just
Yeah. Yeah, the body gets irritated really fast, very quickly.
and I no longer, it's so weird, I no longer am seeking help, like from energy healers or coaches or even friends, really,
Yeah.
because no one can do anything.
Yeah, no one knows. Yeah, exactly.
No one can do a goddamn thing. And at the same time, I'm having energy healing sessions because I like it and I feel pulled to it.
Nice.
And I can feel things happening, but okay.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
It's so weird. There's so much to say and nothing to say.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, a lot of that feeling of like, is this ever going to end? Um, there's so much maybe you could call it ways of protection or ways of dealing with how difficult it is to be separate, like be a person. Those take time to kind of crumble. So then when you see your dad, who can be very challenging, understandably, it can be triggering for a lot of different reasons. And it's very understandable. It needs to come up, that agitation or whatever it is. Because it was actually never able to be here. You could never see him clearly. You could never see yourself clearly. And when you do see it all clearly and feel it that clearly, it's like, holy shit.
I see even more like freaking covert manipulative shit that I'm being so irritated with other people. Oh my God. I'm so angry with other people. And then I've started noticing and remembering and realizing, fuck, I do that. Oh God, I do that.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. And I can see, like I journal and I try and write it down. I'm like, I've forgotten, what was I thinking? It's like my mind's like, no, no, we don't go there. But there was like that moment, that sliver of recognition of that thing that I do, which feels like a win, or like I recognize it. Wow, I've never been able to even admit that that's something that maybe I do.
That is really gorgeous. And it's beautiful when it can arise from a very natural, gentle place. Because it's really innocent. It is, just like it is in everyone else. But it is kind of disturbing to really admit and be like, oh fuck yeah. I was manipulating people too, fine.
And there's still this like story, it's like, yeah, but like I don't really do it, but when they do it, it's evil. How dare they? And I want to scream, I want to get mean, I want to get angry, and it's vile. And like I really want to be mean. Like I said to someone the other day, I was like, you know what, but this friend, like she's avoiding being petty. She's like, well, I don't want to do this thing because I really don't want to go back to the version of me that was petty. I was like, why? I can hear you avoiding being petty. Be petty. Bring it. I love pettiness. It's funny. Like,
that's beautiful.
and then I was like, you know what? I fucking love being mean sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's
Nice.
no way I'll do it at other people. Like I hold it to myself. but I don't really let it out on other people other than my husband, poor guy. I do apologize quite quickly because I recognize it, right? It's true. I'm not too bad anymore.
Oh,
But I want to be so mean.
I understand. Yeah, I get it.
But then it's gross when I actually realize, when I think about being mean, or like I let some of it out, I'm like, ugh, this is disgusting. This doesn't feel nice. Like, oh, I don't want to be in this.
I know. You could feel the harm that it does to this, and but in a way it also, you were never able to feel that. Never. Even if you thought you did as a person, that's different from this.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's that minute. I remember being a kid and a teenager, especially, and I cheated on two of my boyfriends, and I super gaslit them, so, like made them think that they were fucking bonkers and crazy. Like, no, nothing happened. How dare you? I'm a good person. Don't you know? Can't you see?
That is so beautiful that you admit that.
Oh, I've done a lot of work on the cheating over the years. It's diminished. It's actually a fascinating journey that I've really seen through it. But I really wanted to be mean. I really wanted to be cruel, but I couldn't. I had to be a good girl. I couldn't let anyone know that I was being mean.
So you were being mean, like under the covers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so then it's gorgeous that it's just here,
Mm.
purely as it is. It's not like conniving anymore.
No. No. But to think about these things about my dad is still scary. That's like the big one. Because whilst when I get angry with my dad, I go between, well, he's a fucking adult who should know better, and I'm fucking terrified. I'm mad at him. But equally, I'm shouting at a 2-year-old for something he never meant to do. It's, I can't shout at a 2-year-old.
In a way,
It's not
both
fair.
of those are true.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I can shout at a 2-year-old. Don't really want to.
Yeah.
Or the idea of a 2-year-old. As I was journaling this morning, which I don't know where it came from because I never journal. I try and I just can't make it happen. But last 2 days it's just happened. And I was writing about my dad and how angry I am. And I watched myself write, "You were never there. I miss you. Like, where are you? Where are you? Where are you?" And that's never come up before. And I never really feel sad. I feel so much anger. But I don't think I've met my dad, possibly ever, or since his life blew up when I was 7. Like, I don't know where he is. And that's so sad on so many levels.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, let the sadness be here.
It comes up and then it goes, zoop. No, that's enough.
And that's the other thing I've been noticing is the anger and the guilt are the two primary feelings I have around my dad. Feel angry, feel guilty for feeling angry, feel angry, but like it's not one after the other. It's so close that it feels like the same time. This mixed up, I called it ganga to a friend the other day. It doesn't feel like anger or guilt. It doesn't feel like two things. It feels like one happening at the same time. Which is confusing because the bodily reaction of guilt and anger look different. Like anger is like this big, but guilt is like hiding. And so when those two things are happening at once, it's very messy, and I don't. It's really weird and gross.
Yeah, it's kind of gorgeous.
Multiple emotions happening at one time. I had this story that like, okay, one of them happens and then another one happens.
Yeah.
And the way people, talk about it in healing, it's like, okay, you get through this layer and then you get through the next layer as if it's like clean cut. What? No.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a jumble. So for me, it's gorgeous to hear you say that. It's just like, I don't know. It's all of it. It's both of it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but it's super sad if you didn't have your dad around. Of course there would be anger. Of course.
I mean, he was around. He brought me up. My mum wasn't. My dad was, but he wasn't there. Like I never felt him. He just went through the motions and did a really good job considering everything.
Yeah. The strange thing about this is that honestly, my parents weren't bad. They were pretty good. But the amount of anger and rage and neglect and abandonment that I did feel, I could not, it just needed to be extreme because that's honestly what was here.
And the more I have like intuitive sessions with psychics or energy healers who are like, yeah, well, this energy has come down through your dad's line. This isn't yours. This is something that just gets passed down, and all of these different understandings of like where trauma or pain or whatever comes from. There's no way I can identify where everything comes from. There's no way to make sense of it all. And what's the point? Even if I do manage to like write some, diagnose where all my pain comes from, has the pain gone through that diagnosis? Nope.
Exactly.
I spend my life trying to work it out and still feel the same way.
Yeah, those are all just stories. No one knows. No one can separate and distinguish like that.
But God, I really want to when the story is strong.
I know. And that's fine. There could be some subtle truth in it within the story.
And sometimes telling the story is the only way that the energy gets to be felt. It's like I so want to hide from it that just sitting and feeling won't touch it. I have to talk. I have to say the words. I have to say the story, even if it's bullshit.
Exactly. Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with stories, like at all.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, it's so I'm going to use the word insidious because that kind of fits. Maybe it's too strong. But how we like villainize stories and thoughts, like as we get this understanding of what's going on, it's like story bad, no story
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
No, it's also just what's there.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, stories were told more freely here. There was an excess of stories. There was like an excess of expression because there was such a freedom. Did it mean solid truth? Sometimes, but largely it was just so free to.
I remember when I was processing at the beginning of like trying to process everything with my mum. My boyfriend at the time really liked my mum. They got on really well. And so when I started talking shit about my mum, about the things she did when I was a child and how dare she, he kept saying, but she's not that way now. Like, but she's lovely, and she making excuses. And I remember thinking, fuck off.
Yeah, totally.
I'm finally mad. Let me be mad.
Totally. Yeah.
And I did. I went over and over it, and I got bored of the stories. But I needed to say them.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't care. I don't. But the stories had to be told.
Exactly.
That's really useful. That's really useful to remember.
Yeah, I told all the stories 100 times. I mean, you could see in, Patreon and YouTube, I repeat things like all the time. And I kind of know that I do. And sometimes I have a sense like, do people think I hate my parents? Because like that's not the case. But in the moment when you do go through this, there can be a lot of hatred and anger. In the end, it's not really about them. It's just actually there's like so much gratitude for them now, but um yeah, it just had to be voiced as many times as was necessary.
Did you have body, I want to say symptoms? Did things change in your body as things were falling away?
Oh yeah, ton of stuff, a lot of stuff. Hard to keep track of and remember. Mine was mainly up here, like a lot of tension and tightness around the shoulder, neck, and then a lot of pressure here. And sometimes it was nice sensations, openings, and yeah. For my friend, there was a lot of shaking in the legs. I've never had that much in the legs, so it's going to be just different.
I'm drawn to different herbs and to do different like parasite cleanses, or my shoulder hurts. I think from having, I think stuff is coming up from having had COVID 2 years ago. I think there's some stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah, you can
I
guess.
don't have COVID, but like I feel brain foggy and I have muscle joint, a bit of joint pain, and the energy healer that I'm working with, we worked on some of that. So she says that's what it is. And I'm both scared and like, is something wrong? Or is this just my me, the me, my me is breaking down? And it kind of like in a way that doesn't make fucking I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
It feels very similar in my body. Like, is it healing? Is it breaking down? Is that the same thing? I don't know.
Yeah. So I felt the exact same way. It did kind of feel like the body was purging, but also while it's purging, it was like, whoa, it's just sick. Like, I'm just sick. The body is just fatigued and I can't think straight. I don't have much energy to do much. Um, this is just a guess, but I had a lot of digestive issues in the past, and maybe that stuff was purging as well. I don't quite know, but it does. Yeah, I don't know, but but if I had to put a story to it, it did feel like really generally all the subconscious stuff is now coming up layer by layer, and that physiologically does a lot to the body. So it's going to have seeming ailments, but that's kind of how it leaves the body. But again, I didn't know that at the time. I just needed to do whatever felt best for the body in the moment.
I so want you to tell me, yes, the story is when you're purging stuff, when you're doing this thing is happening, the body definitely does this, and that's what it is. Like I can notice the clinging to a story happening. Like, please just give me a little bit more certainty. Anyone else want to give me some certainty? Come on. Like, no, it's not. You can't have that either. Ugh. Okay.
Yeah, but what I can tell you is that it is a common thing. The body
Yeah.
will seemingly act up and maybe even appear and feel more sick, more kind of non-functional,
I feel
dysregulated.
like I'm getting old, like really fast.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like, whoa. Like, why does my right calf get tight after 10 minutes of walking? Why does my right shoulder not let me do things? Yoga is really hard now. Why did yoga get hard really quickly? And then thinking, okay, that's it now. It's going downhill. I have to fight really hard to be healthy again.
Right.
Like, this is the natural trajectory. Now you go down the hill. But like, maybe, sure, maybe, but maybe not. Also, things keep changing so radically, so quickly. Maybe there's a lot of purging, and then it's like, oh, here's a natural more vitality that I haven't had in years. There's a story that I'm hoping will come true. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It can be very alarming for sure.
Alarming is a good word. That is what it feels like. And I feel alarmed, and then okay, what's this? What's the truth? What do I do? What do I do? Do I what do I do? Someone tell me what. But there is not. It's hard because I can't say, okay, well, yes, it's very physical in this way, or it's like a bunch of things, all the things.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of worry and panic and concern can arise. That's very normal. I did kind of feel like I was aging so fast. Like 10 years would pass in just a couple months or something, and the body felt so depleted. Um, I was forced to be here. I was forced to just like, this is what it is.
Yeah.
And I can't predict if one day I might feel like, oh, dancing and like going for a walk and really enjoying the sun. And then other days just be like lying in bed as long as I possibly could.
That's exactly how I've been feeling. Like exactly how I've been feeling.
Yeah.
I began going through my old clothes, moved into this new apartment, got my stuff out, finally started going through my old stuff from 2 years ago. And I don't fit most of the stuff. I got bigger. Living in Nashville, sitting on my butt for 2 years didn't agree with me. And immediately I go, right, quickly, stop eating, eat a lot less, fruit and vegetables only, go for a goddamn run, go to the gym, book all the classes, which I have done. Like I've had that moment a few times of like, shit, I put on weight, or I want to fit into these clothes. That panic. And then I book the classes and then I do them and then I get another injury. And then I feel crap about myself and I try and starve for a few days. Not quite that, but I try, like there's this yo-yoing and this back and forth that's been happening. But for the last maybe 3 days, as I've been trying these clothes on and feeling like fuck, and that panic, go for a run. Well, life's like, no, you can't because your calf hurts really quickly. You've got to stay with this shit. And that's what it sounds like is like, because it is, to me, this is inexplicable. I don't understand what's going on. But I see that if I was to go and do exercise, intense exercise now, I'm not doing it because I want to do it, because it's aligned and it feels good. It's only happening because I'm running away from something. And I don't have that option now.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like a forced stripping away of the old way of functioning. And
yeah. And so I just sit there going, okay, well, active where it is.
Yeah. I mean, you're reminding me that, yeah, there were times where, so one of the biggest assets for this person was like a nice butt. And my sister would always say it, okay? And it was going because like I just could not exercise. And yeah, there was some sadness for a while. It's like, whoa, my body is changing a lot. It's not that it's unrecognizable, but it was like, fuck. Like cellularly, I could feel just, it was just changing. And it was sad. It is kind of like a death of a sort of identification with the body and being used to it appearing a certain way, functioning a certain way.
I go back to this, like, what did I do 3 years ago? I was really fit. I was really happy in my body then. What did I do? I'm like, okay, I was working in a job I hated. I was stressed exercising. I was in accountability groups that made me feel guilty into exercising, feared myself into exercising. I don't want any of that stuff. Everything that made me do all that movement, I don't want any of that. I don't want to go back to that. I really, really don't. I don't want to hurt myself into being fit.
Exactly. It was a real forcing.
And so much is dropping away in so many different areas of life so fast. There's no way of keeping up or keeping track.
Mm-hmm.
Like I actually feel dizzy sometimes. Like the last couple of days, I've actually felt dizziness.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds familiar. It can be very disorienting.
Like I just find myself sitting in the middle of the room, like, what? What's this? What do I do? What? And there's no answer. It's just this. And
Yeah.
it's sad and beautiful. Like I feel like I'm losing something and also feel like I'm gaining something, and I can't. I'm trying to put my finger on what, but what am I losing and what am I gaining? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. They need to know. No, you don't. Yes, you do. No, you don't. Yes, what? Oh, tired.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, this is why it's called surrender, because it is forced upon you. This is not a choice you're making. It's like the body cannot be forced anymore. Maybe you could try it once or twice or however long that fight lasts, but really what you constantly come back to is just like the body is just the way it is, and the mind will constantly show you how it should be. And remember that time when it looked like that, and remember what you did, you could do that again. And but the body's just like, no, just gonna sit here.
It's so painful in the moments where I feel like there's a choice. In those like moments that come in again, it's like, okay. So that there's that non-dual stuff. I get it. There's no choice. But what if can I just slide around that? Because I know that if I do that, then this thing will get better.
Mm-hmm.
And even in that moment, I start suffering. The suffering is there even more than the thing that I was trying to solve the suffering with.
Right.
Like, oh fuck, but now it falls onto me. How do I do it right? How do I control this correctly? It's all my fault. It doesn't go. It's
Totally. Yeah, it's a conditioning everywhere around everything.
getting hard to walk through town because I just walk around going, what are you doing? What is happening? How did we get here?
Isn't that a good question?
And then I think, I don't know if I care how we get here. I don't want to believe the shit anymore. It's like as the stuff is falling away inside, there's also lots of recognition of like the matrix and the monetary system and society, and I'm seeing those things clearer. Like the last couple of weeks I watched Zeitgeist, like the last few days as well, and that's just like, I knew all of this, but like, I want to stop making money, I want to live on the land, I want to help other people do that. Like this is all that's created this. That stuff is been the creation of this. The system, you can't fix the system when the system is faulty. More beliefs doesn't get you out of suffering. So same thing.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't fix it through the mind. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. A lot can come to light, you know, and it could be quite shocking and disturbing. I bought a bag of chips and it was for kids. And I didn't read the ingredients before buying it, but it just said like a cancer causing chemical. And it literally said, this causes cancer. And I'm like, is that really necessary that you put that in kids' food? Like
if you know, do you need to put it there?
it's just like you're like trying to get a sick. It's horrifying, you know? And I knew that before, but for some reason, yeah, there's just like a depth of horror.
And there's a lot of anger. I'm feeling so much anger about that as well, which is feels very fair and makes a lot of sense.
It's very understandable.
And then I see not much of it anymore, but the love and light brigade in spirituality. I'm like, how? How do you convince yourself that everything is okay? That's crazy. Why would you do that? Something is bad, be angry, do something about it. Like, that is to be human, surely.
Yeah, I kind of saw here that uh most spiritual people who are trying to be, well, they're not trying to be, but who are spiritual are probably a little more insane. It's like, and you know, that's not even necessarily true, but it's like, holy shit, like it's just the opposite of this.
I'm trying to think of something to be like, thank you, I'm done. And all I've got is like, everything's falling apart. Now everyone knows we're all agreed on everything is falling apart everywhere inside everyone. Cool. See ya.
Yeah, it's all just chaos. Can't control any of it. Goodbye.
So weird. Yeah, that's it.
So I'll end with something my friend said, and obviously I can't say it the way he said it. Um, so absolutely everything is pure chaos. And there's actually an order to all of the chaos. And life never makes a mistake. Because all of this doesn't matter. It really doesn't. All the chaos. But I do want to reassure you that it's a great thing that you see things clearly, more and more clearly. The more disturbing it gets, the clearer you see. The clearer you see, the more disturbing it gets. That's just how it is. So understandably, there will be a lot of anger and rage and horror. And it did come in bouts for me. It didn't just stop, one time and then it was gone. No, it was like, yeah, it just came as long as it came up. I just don't want you to feel bad about any of that, because that is what the person is living on top of. And it's unconsciously so afraid of all of that. Like really recognizing what's going on. In fact, it can't. It can't really, because it is that.
Mm. As I follow what's going on in Gaza, I can't look too much anymore. I was looking every day, and my Instagram is just full of it. And as I can see clearer, it became more and more painful. It's still, my heart has broken throughout my life, usually men and relationships. But I can't say that my heart has been broken as much by other things going on in the world. I've been horrified, I've been upset, I've seen things, gone, how terrible, and felt something, but I've never felt it quite so deeply as what I'm seeing.
Mm.
Like, it feels like the same heartbreak. It feels like outrage, despair, denial at points. Just, I can't wrap my head around it. And I don't want to look away. I have to. I literally have to in some moments. I can't spend my whole day looking at something that I can't change over here. Going to protest, emailing, doing all the things that they say you should do. Sure, I do that. And it's like all the things that people have been saying, like, speak up, be a voice for people. I want to do that. That feels true. And then other people saying, protect your own energy. And then people getting mad at the people who are protecting their energy by ignoring it. And just finding my way through. Like, and it feels to me, like my heart is being broken open. I feel so much more love as I feel my heart breaking. For these people, these children, it's just constant heartbreak and just more love pouring in from that. And then the story comes in, which is so poetic and beautiful for something so horrific. It's like, wow, I'm so grateful for these people being in this situation, because I don't think it's just me this is happening to. These people's pain is breaking people's hearts open. How horrific that it has to be that way, but if it does have to be that way, then I'm grateful, because it's broken me open more than anything I've ever thought could.
Wow.
It's the first time I've felt really like almost indignant, like, how can you not be upset by what's going on? How can you not see it? How can you not want to know? I get angry and upset, and it's the first time I've really gone, you know what? No, I want to feel this. This is right to feel this. It's correct. It feels completely appropriate. And there's nothing to do. It's nothing to do.
I know, isn't it crazy? It's just pure heartbreak. I think I felt similarly when I do like one-on-ones. It would break my heart more and more. And yeah, I would say it was very similar. The deeper sadness, the deeper love. And there was no way to reconcile it, like in the mind.
And there's still a story. There's still stories in there for me, because as I notice, I'm like sad, pulled into the, how dare it? This is horrible. This shouldn't be how I can feel. And I don't want it. I don't want this. I don't want this.
That makes sense though. That's allowed to fight as long as it fights. It's not a problem. I think there is like a fighter in everyone. The fighter in here was like, it's fierce.
My people-pleasing friends have really been triggering me this week, because my dad is the king of people pleasers. And so every other people pleaser in my life is just pissing me off wildly. And I have no idea what I was about to say. I was about to say something really good, but I can't remember what I was about to say.
What is it about people pleasing that kind of...
Oh, that's, thank you. It is there. It's just there. They won't get angry. They won't get mad at me. If I've done something that I know that they don't really like, then I don't talk to them for a week. But they'll go, hi, just checking in, how are you doing? Now, I know you're pissed off. Be pissed off. Where's the fight? Where are you? Like I said to my dad, where are you? Like, where, hello? And I want to trigger them. But then as I was journaling, like, why don't I go, what are you actually feeling?
Yeah.
But I don't do that because I'm afraid they'll get angry with me. Or I'm afraid they'll get upset or sad or hurt. I'm like, well, Cleet, you're as bad as they are.
You know, I mean, that reminds me of there is a fire that just arises, and sometimes I just can't suppress it. So sometimes I'll talk to someone and it's not planned at all to talk about anything of significance, because really it can be gone in a second. But if it arises in a conversation, there can be fire here. And I think there was like a can't you just see how this is wrong? And I think it was a mixture of just like, I think I wanted the person to understand where I was coming from. And this only happened in hindsight, where it was like, it's impossible for them to get it. Like they do have to go through what you're going through to just understand. But I got the same response. It's like, oh, it's not that bad. You don't, just look at this, and just like all excuses. And it was just, that was heartbreaking too.
And it's hard to be around people who keep doing that. It's become harder and harder. Because I like truth. Don't really care what it is as long as it's truth.
Exactly. You like honesty. Like just what's there, really. But again, for them, that is what's there.
Yeah.
They can't feel it. They can't get to it. So
yeah. And when I can see it and I ask a question in hopes that my question will help them see it, and then they go, no, it's fine. Like, why aren't you answering the question in the way I wanted you to answer it? Thank you. Yeah.
it's crazy how much there is the fight there, right? And then it's like what are these spiritual people doing? Because there has been a surrender, and the fight is stronger than fucking ever. That's how it was here.
Have you read The Surrender Experiment by a guy called Michael Singer? And it's a story of his life and how he surrenders. Life forces him to surrender. And I love it. But it's like, I just found meditation and I ignored my degree in finances and economics, and I just felt like I need to buy a truck and go and meditate for 5 hours a day. It's great, good for you. But it made me think that I have to meditate a lot, and then he's all this peaceful, and then life gives him everything at the perfect time, and as if like it just da-da, as in surrendering. It's like you just need to surrender in the woods. I'm like, but that is not what is happening. That's not what is happening here? Not everyone can just get a truck and buy a piece of land in the woods. Like that. What about for the rest of us who just live in a house and
Yeah,
have
but
a job?
I also doubt if he's talking about anything remotely similar to this. Because it's, how can you not notice that your whole world is being turned upside down and all of your beliefs are seen as delusion, and
Yeah.
your whole entire world is shredded to pieces? How can that not be a
Yeah.
fundamental change that from that point on it's completely different?
And I think that did what happened for him, but in a very different way and more like a wake up one day, okay, and he just knew the shit, knew the stuff. It didn't fall apart in a prolonged way, a bit like Eckhart Tolle, just like.
Yeah, but Eckhart Tolle talks about a new world and a purpose and meaning, and I'm not saying I know what happened anywhere, but
Yeah.
it's like, how can you start talking about purpose, meaning, and if it's gone?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. People talk about surrender like it's something you can choose or decide, or like, okay, once you've read the book and you understand why it's useful, then you should go and do it. As if like that was possible.
Because they're still in a dream where time is real and their story is real. They think that that's what actually happened and that they are not there. It's a,
Yeah. To me, surrender is just a description of something that happens
yeah.
that I have no control over. Oh, that when that thing happens, that is known as surrender, not something that I can choose to go and do.
No, not at all. I did not want this at all. You know, there was a period where I literally couldn't move my body, and yeah, I guess it was the start of the system shutting down. It doesn't matter when it happened. I don't even know. I don't even remember, but um yeah, I had no say. I had no say in anything. It's so nice to see you.
It's so nice to see you and everyone.
Yeah. I appreciate you sharing. It's very like vulnerable to express what's going on in such a um Yeah, kind of like a defeated place, you know?
There's a part of me that wants to take when people say that sometimes, wow, you share so vulnerably. I'm like, "No, you're so brave. Like, no, I don't know how to do anything else.
Yeah,
Like, this
it's
is
not
not
a
a choice. This is, but there's also part of me that wants to go, yeah, I know. Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
work really hard. So good for me.
Yeah, yeah. I know. But you're right. I mean, people tell me I'm brave on YouTube, but it was like I had no choice. That's all that was here.
I love seeing everyone's faces.
Yeah, everyone's so sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will end it here. Clea, I really do appreciate everything you shared.
Thank you for giving me a space. It's my favorite. It's my favorite space.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Me too. All right. Thanks for staying late, everyone. So much love to you all. Have a wonderful Sunday. All right. Bye.